During their third year, and it is a very good college. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Alumni Success Stories, the initiative of Armiet College of Engineering and Technology, where the mentors and mentees connect. Mentors are the alumni of the college who are successful and working in various industries at various roles and responsibilities, and they are sharing their experience and knowledge and learnings with the current students. So we are on day 3, and today we have Mr. Bhavin Shah, who is the senior software engineer at Larsen and Toubro, which is famously known as L&T Infotech. And today he is going to share the topic, which is Your Brain Needs a Hug. With this, I welcome Mr. Bhavin Shah to start today's session.
Yeah,
Mr. Bhavin.
yeah. Thank you, Mr. Ram. Hope I'm audible clearly.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So, thank you for this wonderful introduction. But then I would again like to have this conversation in a kind of unconventional way, rather to say. And just to start with, the one thing which comes to my mind, a share from Mirza Ghalib that पूछते हैं. I will rather share one PPT, and then I will start with the with what I really wanted to convey actually. Hope my screen is also visible. Yeah, so बेसिकली पूछते हैं वो कि गालिब कौन है, कोई बतलाओ कि हम बतलाए क्या. So I was just trying to introduce myself, but then I thought that if you need to introduce yourself, then you are not that successful enough, because then if you see most of the well-known personalities like Ratan Tata or Amitabh Bachchan or whatever, Shah Rukh Khan, they actually don't need to introduce themselves while going to a platform or something like that. Everyone knows because they are successful. So, but then whether I am successful or not, that is a question. So then we'll see more about what exactly success is. Success is a very subjective topic actually. So whenever we say a success story, then I can say that I'm not very successful because I need to introduce myself. But then, but see, so that's what it all depends how you pursue actually what success is for you. So but then because it's a protocol to introduce yourself formally and in a proper way, I will just I'm not a kind of a presentation person. I will just quickly make you go through my LinkedIn profile, and I will just quickly try to introduce what I do and what I have been doing. And yeah, so as Mr. Ram rightly said, yeah, currently I am associated with LTI, Larsen and Toubro Infotech Limited, as a senior software engineer. Earlier to that, I was associated with Capgemini, and then earlier to that, I used to work for a product-based company. And then my first job here, I would like to specially mention that. Three spins. So this company, yeah. So uh, uh, prior to that, just to also brief you and to interconnect my story with my first company. I'm passed out in the year 2012. So I believe that was the first batch of Armiet, and then wonderfully the placement also came in the very first year, and I was glad that I was one of the candidate who got selected in the campus placement for Armiet. So this was my first company, 3Spin, which actually came to our Armiet campus, and then the recruitment took place, and I got selected with other few folks, and then the whole my career journey got that quick start over here. And then after that, as you see, there has been quite few companies I have been associated with. Um, so here I would just like to briefly thank our management and all the people who are associated with keeping this enthusiasm on actually, because then it is very important, because as you see, it was year 2012 and now the year is 2020. It has been 8 years apart. uh, Still, if someone from our college calls up and say, "Arey Bhavin, this is what we are planning," and then we wholeheartedly say yes, uh, for all kind of initiatives or our contribution, if we can contribute a little bit to the college students actually. So the point here, what I'm trying to make is the connect which we have with our college after 8 years also, and it gonna be lifetime for sure. But then this connect is possible because the college has done so much things for us. And we might like Gupta sir and Botra sir, we might not be connected daily, but then when the time comes like today, uh, we all are ready to rather to guide you or help you and share our stories with you. So again, congratulating Armiet for conducting these wonderful sessions. Yeah, so just this was the brief introduction which I would like to like to convey. But coming back to my topic, your heart needs a hug. So what I was thinking, to have this kind of an informal communication and to speak my heart out uh, 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 for few topics actually, in which mainly most of us are not very open in on those aspects of life. Rather to say, we'll go deep dive into it, what I really mean. But then this type of topics are rarely discussed, and people still feel that uh, uh, we just tends to avoid this kind of topic to discuss. So um, I just thought to bring you all those aspects on this platform, all my what to say juniors, but rather to say like a junior family, what I can say, because then you are part of this wonderful college. um, yes, and just to start from the actual topic, just on the lighter note, I would like to share some of our pictures to you, how like and we have lots and lots of pictures, but then this few I was able to manage to showcase it to you. So just a few glimpses. So this is our Asangam railway station. You guys might be very well aware of this particular station. And yeah, so this is the convocation ceremony which happened. So this is one of the photo, and this is what you actually feel when you you work hard for 4 years and then you finally get your degree. And yeah, this was like, this is my group from our college. And yeah, Manas Mandir, as you guys would already know, and in the intro video also you guys might have seen this place, beautiful place. This is, yeah, wonderful what to say dance competition or annual gathering which we had at Kalidas Mulund. And here I would just like to highlight that no colleges do such kind of event at such a grand scale, to be very honest, to book an auditorium and do, but then our college still do it, so then it's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, this is the convocation ceremony. Yeah, so I mean, again, I think the first convocation ceremony of our college, and I was part of it, as you can see. Yeah, over here. Again, few pictures from our convocation. Yeah, Honorable Gupta sir. I still recollect him giving some motivation and inspirational speeches. So thanks to him. And yeah, this just a picture of me and my two of my friend Ankit and Pramod. Just wanted to mention their name because I met them in this college, and then we are going to be together till end of the our whole, what you can say, life or something like that. Yeah, so just wanted to um highlight you this. Yeah. Yeah, so I will just what I will do is I will stop sharing my screen, because then I don't have some like a presentation or something like that prepared, because I just wanted to speak very openly on few points. And I have some points with me that I will surely like to discuss with you in a way, but then presentation and all, sometimes it becomes very formal, and then you are actually not able to convey your points, because then half of the your concentration is on that presentation, and some points you really miss out. So I tried to go in this non-conventional way. Actually, we can see if you guys like it, or what are your thoughts around it. You can share it, but then I thought we can just I can just try doing it in that way. So I will just stop sharing my screen meanwhile, and then we can just actually connect uh, on the video directly. Yes. So hope I would be visible to you guys. Yes. So just directly jumping to our topic, your brain needs a hug is more on the side of how you take care of your mental health actually. Because whenever we try to meet our friends and what you can say, relatives or whatsoever, we have these common questions which are being asked. Maybe because you guys are still in college and you guys are learning, so just maybe some of the questions would be: how many kts do you have, how many percentage did you get in your this and that year, and in which companies did you get your placement, is it an mnc or not? So such type of questions would be bombarded to you for sure. So then what you guys tends to do it, you guys tend to just go after the society expectations actually. uh, so the society expectations and all those protocols are fine, but then most important part and what questions which you can keep on asking yourself every now and then is that, are you really happy or not? So uh, even if you consider all the social aspects, number of kts you have a girlfriend or not, did you have a breakup or whatsoever it is, but then one question still remain opens, and that you should keep on asking, that are you really happy in your life or not? So then considering all the points which I told you, all the questions, if we try on keep on answering all those questions, that what our society wants us to uh, be, like for example, like a very general case, if you say, if you don't get a job in a multinational company, um, then you feel, oh, am I doing something very correct in my life or not? So such type of question leads to some mental distress, and this keeps on accumulating over the period of time. So it's never the case that once you are for example, continuing our previous example, if you don't get placed in a good multinational company, then you feel the show is over. So but then this all things keeps on getting accumulating, and then finally there is this uh, issue which comes, is our mental health, which usually what happens is this um, our mental health decreases, most importantly. uh, there are also many reasons apart from what we just discussed about our mental health, that what all other factors would also be important over here, as far as mental health is concerned. So again, our genetics are also important, that what are our genetics in such scenario, and what is our brain chemistry, then how our brain reacts to certain situations. But more or less all the um, um, what to say, all the aspects lead to this mental distress, and then eventually mental illness. And why I'm trying to just explain you more about the mental health and mental illnesses, this type of topic, or rather to say, um, um, this type of talks, we usually don't do it among ourselves, or rather this is least bothering topic or least discussed topic among everyone. And then but then if you consider few statistics from who, uh, it clearly shows that India is the most depressing country. You can validate my statement. You can Google it more about what I really mean. But then between year 1990 to 2017, WHO labeled India as the world most depressing country. Then why is it so? Why we are not doing anything about our mental health over here? Uh, Considering one more angle is all the sessions which you might have heard and all, um, might be all about how successful we can get, maybe some technical insights to a particular technology, and there might be many things out in market which can make you technically sound and then make you successful. But then what we are really doing to make us happy, we are rather actually not doing anything. We are just running on what society says, and then what new trends, what technological trends which are coming in the market. See, all these things are absolutely fine. There is no harm in learning a new technology and just pursuing your career in a far better way, or getting placed in an MNC or something like that. This all is part of your life, but it's not your life actually. So just I'm constantly stressing on this point, because then we really tend to lose focus on some of the aspects which are generated due to this all factors which we think which are really important. So one more point which I would like to rather mention or rather discuss is one of the key element right now of what is causing this mental illness. If you want to narrow it down, for example, anxiety and some social distress or something like that. So there is this one fundamental which is currently being widely spread, is FOMO, that is called fear of missing out. You can Google more about it, but I will just try to brief what my understanding is about FOMO. And then what I personally feel is around 50 to 60% of cases who are suffering from like this anxiety or something like that might or might not be related exactly, but then this particular FOMO, fear of missing out, plays a very important role. I will try to quickly brief you what the fear of missing out is. So this is a tendency of we ourselves to feel that we are missing out in something. Just giving you a simple example. If a person tries to put some beautiful stories with her girlfriend on Instagram or Facebook, then and if you are not, you are single, you are not having any girlfriend, but then you feel that, oh my god, I am really missing out something in my life, because that guy is really enjoying his life with his girlfriend. Okay, but then am I missing something? So what, you start searching out for your partner. This was just an example, but then the list goes on. The list goes on to the extent that whoever try to put anything on social media, we feel that we are missing out on that aspect. If a person goes out for a holiday, then you feel, oh my god, and that person seems to be very happy on social platform, and then you feel, oh my god, am I really missing something? Or then you also start feeling depressed and a bit of anxious that, oh my god, I really need to travel if I need to be happy, and I'm really missing something in my life. So this particular aspects leads to uh, so many disorders that I wanted to convey you this particular aspect. So uh, so this FOMO, fear of missing out, is present due to all the social platform like Facebook, Instagram, and what not actually. So maybe uh, there are many ways to get out of FOMO, but just then this forum would have very less time to discuss all this. But uh, just to convey you that this is also one of the aspect in which you actually create a kind of anxiety or some kind of depression in your mind. Okay, so one point I would also like to touch upon is then as you guys would be pursuing to earn money after finishing your education, or maybe after pursuing your further education, you would be pursuing to be kind of a rich person, or yeah. So these goals and everything are really fine. But then also one more thing, you would get lots of YouTube videos and people explaining money is not important, money is that, money is not equal to that, this and that. So but then frankly speaking, in my personal experience also, this tends to be somehow true, because then if you see like if you try to narrow it down to a simple equation, that money is not at all proportionately to happiness actually. Just try to Google how many rich person have committed suicide. You will be surprised to know so many people committed suicide. Just like giving you example, Kurt Cobain. Uh, he was a lead guitarist from Nirvana band, and then again so many people to list down. But these people were not poor as such. These people were very rich, but these people were not happy. So then there is something wrong. And if we try, if we are really trying to pursue money, you will pursue money, but that thing will surely not bring happiness to you. And then what's life without happiness? So just like I just wanted to have this brief points to convey you guys that just don't blindly run towards money, man. Don't do that actually, because it's like, yeah, you will earn money, but then yeah, eventually just ask a question: how happy can you get more often? There are many ways to get happier, and like I will discuss that points also with you. But just wanted to just brief you about like the money uh, uh, money aspect to the life. Yes. So at this point we already discussed. One more shocking statistics which I came across was statistics from one of the polls. I don't remember the source, but then it shows that out of uh, um, one out of every four Indian is depressed. So sorry, just consider the fact if for example um, there are 100 people right now, okay, so one out of four, it's a huge ratio actually. So why is it happening? Why we as a Indian individual, why we are not focusing on these aspects and try to promote mental health? Again, trying to convey you some statistics over here just to make you understand how important the mental health is. Um, uh, and continuing to my point about this mental health, why India is so silent, and why Indians, we don't do much about this mental health issue, is one thing which I really find it disheartening, is the social stigma which is associated with this particular problem actually. But then we can classify this problem into n number of things like anxiety disorder and whatnot. But then just to generalize it, there is this social stigma always present whenever we try to talk about mental health, and which is very very important. The suicide rates, if you see, of the depressed person are more tends to commit suicide. So then if the depression, if this mental disorder is such a huge number, then why we are not doing anything about it? Why is this social stigma surrounded with such things? So yes, just jumping to my earlier point, the reason I wanted to open-heartedly speak with you regarding this topic is to make aware about this mental health issue which is ongoing with most of the individual. And then one maybe we can will definitely briefly discuss about how we can try to fight back or just try to overcome it. But then again, that would be a subjective topic. Every individual will be having some different sort of remedies to it. But then just to make everyone aware that what this uh, how, like, this mental illness and these things are really present around us. So we really need to uh, take things into consideration, and then we need to really uh, think on these lines also. um, One more thing which I wanted to discuss with you guys was the help which you guys can do among yourself actually. So what happens usually whenever a guy or a person is suffering from any mental disorder, for anything, anxiety or nervousness or depression or whatever it is, then there are always the signals which goes on from that individual. So that signals can be anything, like he might be upset for more than a month, or he or she might not be coming anywhere to roam with you, or maybe he would be cranky sometimes, and then there might be such things involved. So my point over here is there is always this signals which goes on from an individual to more or less to a friend, to his friends, but also to his family members also. But then the family also needs to understand that these all things really are really part of the society, and this thing is really present in the society. Then they can actually acknowledge it. But then yeah, so but most importantly our friends actually, because then we always tends to open up more in front of our friends rather than our family. So it might be our duty or also to just to keep those signals on, to receive those signals from our friend if he or she is suffering from such kind of disorder, and try to cope and try to help uh, that particular individual. So that is the first and foremost important thing which can be done. And there are also some techniques, or what you can say is which you can share among your friends, or then you can try doing it by yourself. Few important aspects which I would like to share with you, because then you guys are in such a situation right now that that the anxiety levels and all, like what will happen, all kind of questions would be running through your mind, that will I be getting placed, how many KTs I will be having, and if no KTs, then how many, whether I would be getting distinction or not. After the, what about placements, what about the aptitude test, what about the person interview, and what not actually. But then you guys try to understand these things are important and not important also. So I will try to explain what I mean by it is important, it is not important also. Um, just try to understand that, don't consider this point so much that it takes toll on your personal health. So don't ever do it, because always try to ask this question: whatever I am worrying right now, for example, of just giving you a blunt example, if someone is not replying to your message, for example, okay, so just maybe this type of examples might relate you quickly, then you try to get very anxious, what is happening, why he or she is not replying, and things like that. But just then try to ask a simple question to yourself, that is it going to matter, this particular tension or the thought process which I am thinking in next upcoming years or not. If the answer is no, then why you are worrying? Because then always think your thought process in that way, that what I'm worrying right now is that going to matter me after 3 years or 5 years? If no, for example, if that he or she is not replying, whether that is going to bother me after 5 years or after 3 years. Okay, if the answer is no, then you should stop worrying at that point only. Okay, so just please try to understand that, because uh, 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 you guys are at the point, and I am 8 years apart from 8 or like whatever years I am apart from you. So the point which I'm trying to open-heartedly share you is the things which I have really felt. Because looking back at what we did in our college, that the small tensions or the anxiety or whatever which we had in our mind, or we actually when we sit uh, for a cup of coffee, we really laugh at those points. We clearly tell, oh my god, we were so stupid. We used to take tension, and we used to feel so much bad about this, and and we laugh over that point, and we really laugh a lot that we used to think that this that matter at that point of time is so much important, but that right now we really laugh at those moments that, oh my god, we took tension for such a small and silly things that we shouldn't have, we should not have supposed to take those things with so much of pressure actually. So the point here I'm trying to make is just like, don't think too much about what about small things right now. The life is not about that. Life is more than that. And always question yourself, if like, see, the setbacks and all will come, the breakups and whatnot. I'm just giving you example of a breakup because then you guys might be able to relate it more. Not for me, because then I am now married since 2 years, so this all things doesn't is not applicable to me. But just I'm just giving you this small examples because you guys will be able to relate that too. So the breakups and everything would be so much depressing for you. Might be if someone has gone through the breakup and or some other problem, for example a KT or something like that. Then in such a situation, what you can do is you can ask yourself, what could have been gone worse, man. Just try to think about it. Okay, if I have got a KT, what could have been what could have been worse? Worse can be anything, man. Worse could have been anything. Like, oh my god, okay, worse can be anything. But I've just got a KT, man. Okay, I will study hard and I will try to gain good marks out after in my second attempt, man. So, but things could have been gone worse. It's just not about KT, but if you consider this particular angle, things could have been gone worse. Okay, but then breakup is fine. Okay, things could have been gone worse also, but it's just a breakup. So just try to think such type of situation uh, uh, in uh, in s- in such a time frame. What could have been worse? So this is just a few of the things which I have been practicing sometimes, and this have been helpful for me. So just wanted to share this point open heartedly. And one more thing which uh, I used to think that, what if I do this, what he will think, what I used to do, then what she will think, and things like that. One thing you should always remember is that no one takes you seriously, first of all, except yourself. So I will try to uh, elaborate this point in a way that uh, you think that what you are doing would be taken seriously by other. For example, if you try to post a photo on a social platform, or then you might feel, oh my god, if I put this particular pic, what people will think upon it. Okay, but then try to understand, no one is having that ample amount of time, nor anyone is thinking that seriously on what photo you are going to put on a social media. So nobody is taking you seriously except yourself. So then just try to chill. What I can say is, just try to relax, and uh, don't think that he or she would be thinking something on it. No one is having that much of time or seriousness around it. It's just our mental thought which keeps on asking us, oh, what I will do this, when what others will do, and like what others will do, or rather what others will think, what others will tell. But eventually what happens is, no one is taking you seriously, first of all. So just try to just be, just relax, calm down, and don't think much around this kind of stuff. So these were few aspects which I wanted to, like, my personal thing which I try to do, rather. Um, um, a few other points which I wanted to touch upon was, uh, mm, prior to that, if someone really feels that, oh my god, that okay, if something is actually, yeah, so something's really I won't use word wrong, but then if someone really feels that, uh, okay, I feel anxious more often, for example, okay, then there might be something associated with that. Okay. So my point here is that it's really okay to feel it in that way. It's absolutely fine to feel yourself that okay, so okay, there might be something wrong with me. It's okay. Okay, this is a very important point, to accept it. Okay, you this might be a very cliche statement to make, that you have to accept yourself, but then that cliche dialogue or is really important, that you accept it. It's okay, and then you might also hear this word, the phrase that no one is perfect. And then I would really like to reiterate that yes, and nobody is perfect out there, man. Nobody. But I'm not at all close to any perfect individual, nor anyone has ever been will be perfect. If you try, if you compare, for example, Albert Einstein, he was having some mental illness. He was thrown out of his school, it seems, as far as I am able to recollect his story, because teacher told he is not, you know, what to tell. He is not. Um, he cannot learn, or rather, to put it in a simple way. So just I'm just trying to make a point that no one is perfect. Even Einstein got rejected in his school. So the point here is that no one is perfect. If you feel there is something odd happening with you, that is also fine. So then just don't think that, oh my god, this is wrong. Okay, then my life is ending, or then, oh my god, I cannot help out, or I cannot do anything. That is not the case. Okay, and but that has been a tendency or a trend with Indian people, or what you can say, our society, that just try to ignore the symptoms of mental illness and just try to avoid it, because the society won't accept it, or rather to say what others will think. It's just a common terminal, like for example, people are still afraid to go to a psychiatrist. So this is just an example that how this stigma has spread in our society, because of which we try to avoid that. For example, if you are having fever, okay, you are having fever, and you go to a doctor, right? Because you have a fever, you have these physical symptoms in place. So it's okay to have fear. It's okay to have mental illness, so that is absolutely fine. Everything is curable. Yes. And because we are quickly running out of time, so I will just try to brief you more about how we can actually try to cope up with such kind of things. So there are two important things are, um, because now there is this realization among corporates as well as everyone in India, slowly and steadily, that the mental health is important. So many at a corporate level, for example, whenever you will join a company, or whatever it is. So there are many such programs to promote your mental health. And then they also want the mental health of an employee to be very stable and to be very good. So they have this many programs in which they anonymously help their employees to have a good mental health, actually. So this is one aspect to it. Second is at college level also, which maybe from this platform, or pardon my ignorance, I'm not aware, but there might be some programs. But at again college level also, we can have such mental health improvement session or something like that. So then this uh, what to tell, that this kind of social stigma goes away, and there is this awareness among everyone, that yeah, this is uh, this is what is actually present in our society, and this can be actually tackled upon. So this were these two things actually. And then apart from that, definitely there are few things I will just try to run, try to run you down quickly. Maybe this doing this type of things might help you to overcome, or rather to say, just to keep in pace your mental health is first is again a very cliche thing is to exercise actually. I sometimes wonder why this point keeps on coming, do exercise, do exercise, do exercise, but then I really feel this is very important. I will just give you a simple and good example. Whenever you come after playing a sport, for example cricket, football or something like that, why do you feel happy? Just ask yourself, just like, yeah, just try to ask yourself, why do you feel happy after playing cricket? But because you are exercising, there are this lots of good chemicals which are being released in your brain and you really feel happy. So that is the reason exercise is very important. uh, Sleep more. I mean, like, just don't try to negotiate with your sleep. Try to sleep as much as you can, or rather to have a satisfactory sleep. Let people say ye bahut sota hai or something like that, but just try to take ample amount of sleep. Spend time with your family and friends, man. Yeah, this like again this lockdown and all is a different angle to it, but then yeah, just try to spend good quality time with your family and friends and try to openly speak about this topic, man, because the more you speak, uh, uh, maybe not not today, just after this session, but then maybe sooner or later people will realize that yeah, these things are really a part of our society and we should really try to tackle those. Just try to get outside more, man. Just if you're feeling depressed or you're feeling anxious or something like this, just try to go around and try to meet some new friends or new people. What I would say, maybe if you're not willing to make new friends, just try to go outdoors sometimes. What I can say is just try to do it once. Again, um, again, this all points might or might not be applicable to everyone. So most importantly is just try to figure out what is actually working for you rather than just relying on some, because Bhavin told I will do this and try. It's okay, you can definitely try doing this, but then also the more time you spend with yourself, the more you will come to know what things are actually making you happy. So just also try to self evaluate yourself, what actually things are making me happy, and then how I can promote my mental health. Actually, read books. That is also one of the thing. Yeah, but then again, people might be bombarding everyone that yeah, read this book, read that book. But then, what I feel, I myself, I don't read books. But then, why I'm telling you that might be applicable to you. Books have never been applicable to me. I have never been a good book reader actually. So just a thought around that, that might be helpful for you. Just try to evaluate what is actually working out for you, and have, and also have this habit of gratitude. Gratitude means just simply saying thanks. I mean, just be thankful for whatever is being done to you, man. I just don't want to sound some uh, what you can say, some spiritual guru or something like that, but then yes, just try to be thankful for each and everything which you really have. And yes, and just again, as I said that yeah, this all things, you definitely self evaluate yourself and try to see what actually is working out for you rather than me saying something to you. uh, yes. So by this, I just wanted to rather pause my session right now, and maybe I would just like to know more from you guys, or rather to say some Q&A or something like that, because then this topic is endless. We can actually keep on talking on each and every angle to it, but the point here was just to make a bit of awareness among whoever is listening right now on what all uh, mm, what can be our contribution, what can we do to ourselves, and what can we do to others to uh, to promote mental health. Just to summing it up, your brain really needs a tight hug. uh, Please provide him with that tight hug, please. Thank you. Maybe over to you, Ram.
Thank you, Bhavin.
Yep.
your experience takes, you went so deep into the subject. So, I mean, I can understand how deep your talk. Just for students, क्योंकि students अभी study कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए can you tell some techniques so that they are, I mean, focus on the studies also, but don't take so much tension also, जैसे आपने बोला.
Yes.
So, students के लिए can you tell like so how they can balance both? कैसे दोनों
Yes.
balance करें?
Yeah, actually. So, especially because we are actually thinking about students, so the studying part comes as an important aspect to what they are currently doing. So, whenever we study, there is always this a distraction, which is a part of when you study. So, we should try to avoid this distraction. So, this distraction किसी भी तरीके से आ सकता है. For example, mobile phone पे pings आते हैं and all those things. So this really hampers your study quality and then overall what you can say is your overall जो आपने सोचा है कि आज ये पढ़ के मैं उठने वाला हूँ, that doesn't happen actually. So एक इसमें मैं टेक्निक बताऊंगा आपको. आजकल सभी मोबाइल में एक मोड आता है जिसमें यू कैन एक्चुअली ब्लॉक दोस एप्स फॉर सम टाइम. एक्चुअली यू कैन एक्चुअली ब्लॉक दोस एप्स, फॉर एग्जांपल फेसबुक, व्हाट्सएप, अदर एप्स यू कैन एक्चुअली ब्लॉक for some time. So maybe you can actually block those apps and just keep your phone aside whenever you are studying. So then if you have planned that I'm going to learn these 2 lessons, okay, then you actually come out learning these 2 lessons after 2 hours. So you actually feel happy about yourself. Oh, I have really achieved that. So then this have both the flavors to it. You are not distracted also, and then you feel successful that I have really achieved what I was planning. So then just try not to get distracted while studying.
Okay. अभी nowadays social media and mobile, we are so much busy कि हमारे फैमिली से भी बात करने के लिए हमारे पास टाइम नहीं होता है. Such a situation has come. What is your suggestion? How to कैसे cope up करें और you are busy in this full day, but you don't have time for your families also and your friends also. आप स्टेटस पे सब करोगे, but कितनी बार कॉल करके बात करते हो अपने फ्रेंड से?
Yes. So this is a good point, Ram, actually, which you have brought up, that this is what is a common observation actually. Then people try to spend time more on social media rather than with their actual family and friends rather. So then at this point, after being out of Armiet and then getting a job and then getting married, what I can say is really spending time with your family and friends is really important. So for that, I will just quickly share one technique. There are lots of apps in your mobile which actually track how many hours you are spending on what app and on what thing. So again, please try to install that app and try to evaluate that how much hours you are wasting on some apps. I won't name those apps because everyone knows what apps I'm talking about. But the point here is have that app installed and just eventually end of the day or after 2 days, just try to see how many hours you have wasted. But those hours could have been spent with your family and friends, because then at this point I really understand that they have done lots of sacrifices, and you keep on hearing with everyone that they have done this, they have done that, and then eventually, but when the time comes, you have not spent quality time just as a gratitude feedback to them. So install that app, try to self evaluate how many hours you are spending in such things, and please then you only think about yourself that oh, 3 hours on Facebook, 3 hours on WhatsApp, oh my god, there is something really wrong with me. Then just try to deviate that and just try to see if my time is getting reduced or not.
Right. The other problem which we are facing, this you had pointed that FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yes.
Acha, my friend is gone to that resort. My friend is in this company. She has brought this iPhone. और ये तो घूम रहे हैं और हम लोग So this feeling comes to students and youngsters.
Mhm.
They start comparing, कुछ भी देखेंगे तुरंत compare करने लग जाते हैं और
Yes.
उसके वजह से उनके brain में again negative things goes
Yes.
or the cycle negative things go. So what, how to cope up with this?
Uh, One thing, Ram, we need to understand that no one is that happy which they are portraying on social media. First and foremost thing that we really need to put things into perspective, that no one is really that happy. Because then we try to follow them in such a way that, oh my god, he or she is so happy, I should also be that happy. But then reality, everyone is having their own sets of challenges, everyone is having their own sets of problems. Then we really need to understand that. But at times, because these are all college going students, then they don't realize it right now, that the people what they are portraying on social media is completely untrue. Because this is not the reality. Because then no one is posting their failures on social and on social platform. They're just trying to portraying how enjoying their life is. So just to not to fall in that trap, just to add one more point on my on your question, to say these companies have become multi-billionaire. They are in now Fortune 500 companies only because of FOMO.
Right,
If that part would have been missing, then none of the social media platform would have been that popular.
right, truly, truly. Everyone want to show their good things, not the other thing.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Um, your uh, your experience and the days you were there at the Armiet College. Can you share some of the events you participated, the new
Yes, yes.
events you started?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so Ram, if I okay, I really want to praise our college, but then people will think someone has paid me to do it. But then that is really not the case. I am wholeheartedly, I am telling that the college has done, to say per se college, and then the memories which I have collected in the college are the most, one of the most precious memory which I would ever have. And then again, considering one more fact, there will be always some set of people who won't be very happy with anything. Then we just not need to focus on that. We just need to focus on the good part. Coming back to the good part, yes, just to name the industrial visit, if we are still doing it, then I would request everyone to participate, because everyone to participate in that, the industrial visit which we have. And then the Matru Devo Bhava, the event, that is that is very close to my heart. I don't know why, because then I don't see any college or any institution facilitating their mothers, actually, like the individual mothers. But then that initiative has touched my heart, actually, to be very honest, such kind of events. And then again, the annual gathering, the social gatherings, all those things. And most importantly, I still wonder the placements part, actually, to be very open, very open with you. At times it's very difficult to get companies to the college, but then still the placements and happened in our college. So this is also some memories, or what you can say, some footprints which are in my mind, which always comes to my mind whenever I say college. And friends, actually, most importantly, few friends which I have made in this college. uh, I won't brag much about it, because I and we only know how close we are. So such type of individual I have met in my life. So that everyone will be having such. I'm hopeful, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that such type of uh, friends everyone will make in their in this college journey. But see, I have made, and I hope everyone will make. So these are some of the aspects which I really find it very beautiful, actually, of my college journey. The journey which I have made with Armiet. And as I told from starting, after 8 years also, I still feel connected with Armiet right now. The reason I'm just we all are trying to be connected over here. So I still feel connected with the college. The reason behind is all the good vibes and all the good wills which have come to me via my college.
Thank you. You are connected and you will be connected forever with us.
Absolutely, absolutely,
And
yes.
hope to have you as a mentor for all the existing students wherever they need any help or guidance related to your topics. Thank
Sure,
you
sure,
once again
absolutely.
from the entire college that
Yes.
you have spared your time and you have come for this talk and sharing your experience. Thank you once
Sure,
again.
sure. Thank you so much.
Friends, with this, we have come to the end of our Alumni Success Stories Season 3. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Friends, I have a big announcement for you that we are coming up with a big contest which is called the Armiet's Talent Contest. Friends, this contest is open for everyone. It is for students 10th till 10th. Then we have till 12th students. Then we have the bachelors and also for the parents. What the contest is? The contest is you have to, in this lockdown period, the last 2 months, I mean, everybody might have learned something new in this lockdown period. So, what is the new talent you have felt in this lockdown? Please share on our this page, and the best one who is getting the maximum sharing and liking on that post, they will be getting this cash prizes. The cash prizes, three cash prizes for each of the for each of the sectors, for four sectors. First is the till 10th, then for till 12th, then till graduation, and one set for parents. So now the talent contest is open. You can participate in this and showcase your talent to the entire world. Hope everyone participates in it. All the best. And thank you for watching us.